So let's go ahead and build a circuit that uses those PWM pins on the Arduino. So as we see on the Arduino, it says digital pin and then with the PWM with the tilde, which is on pins 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11. So let's go ahead and fade an LED using that. So we're going to go ahead and use pin 9, which has a tilde next to it. And then let's go ahead and grab an LED. So then there we go. So I'm going to take the positive side on the right, put it into our breadboard. And I'm going to hook up digital pin 9 to the positive side of the LED, as usual. And then I'm going to take my resistor, and I don't have the correct resistor here, but remember, you usually want to use that 330 ohm resistor. So I'm going to stretch it out to that blue rail, and then I'm going to use a blue wire, and I'll go ahead and hook that up to ground, like that. Okay, perfect. So the circuit is all set up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and get the example program ready. We're going to go to File, Examples, Basics, and then we're going to go ahead and choose Fade. There we go. Alright, there it is. Let's go ahead and make this full screen. Alright, so this is the Fade example program. It's going to be using that LED on pin 9. So before we upload this, let's go ahead and actually step through the code for the first time. So as we see here, we see the int, which is going to stand for integer. We're going to call it an int. And then LED equals 9. So that actually is defining what pin we're plugging the LED into. And that way we could use it later. And we have something called brightness, fade amount. So let's go ahead and scroll down. So we have this thing called setup. And as we read here in the comment, it says the setup routine runs once you press restart. So whenever we start the Arduino for the first time, it runs this code. And that's just going to set up the Arduino internally for the code. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at this loop routine. And as this says, it's going to run over and over again forever. And here we see the analog write. As we explained before, is what is actually going to be writing the PWM. We see that LED again, so if we see at the top there, LED equals 9. So we're basically saying analog write to pin 9, and then whatever brightness we currently have. So right, it starts out with 0, and then as we go down through the code, we see that the brightness gets changed, and it's changed going to be due to the fade amount. And then finally at the end, we use delay, which we've seen before, and that's 30, so it's 30 milliseconds to delay. And then it's going to loop at the top again and just go through it over and over and over again. So once we upload the code, it's going to look something like this. So we see it fade high and then it's going to fade off. So fade on, fade off, fade on, fade off. So that's our first example of PWM. We made an LED fade in and out.